Hi, welcome back to my craft channel. This is Cambridge Gifts by Kelly, and I'm Kelly. Today I don't have a finished project, and it really isn't even a process video, but I had out this memory box cherry blossom die, and I was using this piece of all over rose scrapbook paper that I picked up a while ago at Joann's, and it's only one-sided. You can see it's just plain white on the other side, and I was making embellishments for what I hope will be Valentine's cards for my family, and I cut a few of these out, and I'll show you what they look like when they're cut out of the rose paper. The cherry blossom has 3 little parts, and it's this little star shape, and then it has the stamen center, and then it also has this blossom section. It's a 5-petal flower. The rustling you hear in the back is my dog Wally. He likes to craft with me. Actually, he likes to try to get in my chair with me and take up all the room. So anyway, I was working on these cherry blossoms, and you'll have to excuse me because I can't see what's coming up in the monitor. And I got working on this, and the way I was coloring these, I've never seen anyone else do. At least not on YouTube. Well, I've never seen anybody really use their pads this way. I've seen a lot of people doing the, I don't know, they have the Ranger pads that they dip into their chalk, into their ink pads, and then they rub it on the paper. But to me, that's kind of a waste. And I love these little inks, and I don't think you can get them anymore. I've had them for many years, and it's Whispers Archival dye-based colors. And this may actually be similar to Ranger inks now, but when I bought them, no joke, I got a whole box like this. And in the bottom, now I'm going to show you my ink pads, because to me this is always amazing. In the bottom, they came with matching markers. So this was really handy, and I have to admit, I've been crafting for many, many years, and I really don't think you can get these anymore. But they are still juicy. I mean, some of them I haven't even opened. Because primarily I was a doll maker, not really a paper crafter. But anyway, so I just wanted to show you how I ink these flowers up, because you can see I like to color the backs, and you really, at this point, can't see the difference between the front of this paper, and now that this has ink on it, it gives it a whole different look. And I have to admit, being an old crafter, I use old, and I'm kind of thrifty too, so this is just black craft foam that I've folded over, stapled, and made into like a flower bloom pad. Let's see. So here's a pink. This one's called Whisper Pink. And what else would it be? And this one is called, you can see it right here, it's called Straw Mat. And what I do is I take my die cut flower. You can see it's white on the back, and it has the rose colored paper on the front, and I first I was putting it in the rose, and I just kind of rub on it with my tweezers. My dog is having a field day. So then if you look at the back, it's got some of the pink on it, but I want a little more pink than that. So I'm going to rub it some more, especially around the ends of the flower. And if a little bit of it gets onto the front, that's okay. After a while it starts to kind of bleed through the paper, because this is just one-sided open stock scrapbook paper from Joann's. And so there's the pink on the back, and there's the valve. You can see the rose part on the front is starting to change. And I'm going to put a little bit of yellow in. This yellow one is very juicy because, to be honest, yellow is not my favorite color. So there's that. I may turn it over on the front where the rose pattern is and try to put a little more pink in, because I got a little too much brown there, or yellow. And then I take the star shape, and on the white side of it I just kind of push down, and that turns that kind of pink. And then I just take it and put it on the yellow pad a little bit. Now these little pistil stamen type pieces, they can be a little finicky, but I just kind of put it down and, you know, do my best. It doesn't have to be perfect, and unless somebody's really examining every flower that you put on things, they're really not going to see a whole lot of it. And as far as your tweezers go, look, it all just kind of wipes off. And let's see, let me pick those up. So you can see I've got the yellow on there. I mean the pink. And I'm going to do some yellow. And let's see, I'll turn it over, maybe do a little bit on this side too. Okay, so there's that. Now let me put that ink away. Cover it anyway. And then this is just the McGill flower shaping tools. This is an older version, I think, because, well, some of it's mine. I've put extra things in here. This is quilling, a couple pairs of tweezers. That's a quilling tool too. But I just take, I usually use the largest ball stylus. Try to make sure I'm on the rose side, because I want it all to, I'm pretty rough with this. I just go around and around in the center till it all kind of smushes up. And then I flip it over to the back and pretty much stay to the outside end of the petal, just to break up the paper fibers. Try to keep my hand out of the way. Hopefully you're seeing all this. Now it starts to get a lot of wrinkles, and it starts to look a little bit transparent, which I really like. So then I'll flip it back over and I'll hit the middle of it again, and all starts to curl up, which is great. And then I'll take this one, and with the big one still, I hit that in the middle, and then maybe take the next biggest one I have and really scrunch it down, and a little bit of twisting, and that makes a cup shape. This one's a little bit easier, because this one I just take and I kind of make that into a little cup too. Maybe take the another smaller one and just make sure it all cups up good. Okay, and then I use the Art Glitter Designer Dries Clear adhesive. I get this from Close to My Heart because I really like their stamps. So while I'm ordering stamps and things, I'll order glue. Anyway, there's a little tab on this cherry blossom die, and I put a little glue on it. Doesn't take much, and I just hold it together for a second, and the glue catches really quickly. So then I will take my tweezers and I just hang on to, I don't know, an open spot here. I have very small hands, and I don't know, even with small hands, I have short fingers, and they seem like every single one of them gets in the way. Okay, so then I'll take my Dries Clear glue, and I just try to get just a little dab of glue on the end of each one of these. And this needle nose tip really makes that kind of easy. And I love these pliers because I can set them down and they just kind of hold. Now these little pots of glue, I have a lot of them. Well, a lot of them. I have maybe 10. And I have all different colors. And I love them. And because they're in these little pots, they're really good for this kind of application. Because I can just take the top off, I hope. And I just take my flower, still in the tweezers, and I just dip. And I just knock it off. Maybe dip again just to make sure I got everything. Now you may want to put more on. You may want to hit the backs of these pistons, this little pistils too, because then you'll have glue on both sides. But for me, that's really enough. I'm just going to set it down. And I'm going to pick this one up. And I'm going to hit this with a little bit of glue too. Like I said, it doesn't take much. I'm going to set that down for a second because I'm going to close this glitter up. And I'm going to get, this is kind of an aubergine color. It's a little different than the one I used last because I think I used the brown last time. And I may not be using this one. Oop, there it goes. So this one's a little bit on the purple side, which is kind of pretty. Needless to say, I'm not staying much to the cherry blossom flower, but that's okay. So then all I do is put a little bit of glue in the bottom of the main flower, blossom. I will pick up this little piece again and put that in the bottom and just kind of press it down. And then I will pick this up with the little stamen pistol-y things. You can tell I'm not a botanist. And then just take my small ball tool and kind of press it all together. And for this one, you can see I also put a little flat back, for actually a hot fixed crystal, and those are rhinestone, and those I got on eBay in a box like this a while ago. So anyway, we put the flat back crystal in the center, and those are my cherry blossoms. Oh, I also took a little bit of Wink of Stella, and I did the outside edge of the petals on this one. I don't know if you can see the shimmer or not, but I really think they turn out nicely. And all the ink pretty much goes on my paper and not on a sponge. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. That's my first attempt at any kind of a tutorial process type video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks. Have a great day.